Hey guys, how are you? Welcome everyone. I'm here today to make a very interesting video. I'm just doing outdoor video. I was just taking a walk. It is a little bit chilly today, a little bit of wind today. So I'm outside, not all the day, every day you are making video from inside. So let's be outside, let's make this video, let's educate one another on the topic I'm going to put forward today. So what is the topic for today? Are you ready for that? Let me know first of all. Before I continue, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want you to share this video to some other people. I want you to be one among the people, to be my ambassador of the EBM Scholars by liking the video. So let's go to the topic of the day. The topic of the day is about writing books. How can you be able to write a book? And where can you be able to go and publish your book? For those who know that I'm, published author so far, I can simply say I have written 11 books so far. And at the moment, I'm working into a few other books, which I'm planning to release by this week or coming week. By coming week, I'm going to publish one book, and then beginning of next year, there'll be another book coming. So, I want to share the book covers first of all, before I continue. So, we know we are in the Green Card Lottery time. So this is the book coming up. It's called the Green Card Lottery, the ultimate guide before applying and winning the diversity visa lottery. So this is the book which I'm working on. It will be out very, very soon. Let me show you. This is the book will be coming out. You can see that one. So I've written so many books. And because you can be able to see, it's also on this format. You can be able to see this one. Oh, no, this is a different one. Just before that one. Okay, so the Green Card book is coming in the next 10 days. Will be out. And I'm planning to release it for free. So even if you have applied, you already have applied for the TV lottery, it will be the guide, like what to do, what to expect while you are waiting for the results. If the results come out, you have won or you haven't won, what to do, all those kind of things will be in this particular book. The Green Card Lottery, the ultimate guide before applying and winning the diversity visa lottery. Then, after that, I'll be releasing, this will be for next year, beginning of next year. I know there are so many people who want to come to America. So I'm going to give you another guide. It's called For Those Who Want to Come to America. This is the final cover. I've paid someone professional to do all these covers for me. It's called For Those Who Want to Come to America, Questions I Have Been Asked About the United States in the Past 13 Years. Remember, I've been in the United States for the past 13 years. And with those 13 years, I've been asked so many questions. Questions can be personal questions about starting the life here. Questions can be immigration-related questions. Question can be about how you can be able to move from one opportunity or one visa type to another visa type. So those are some of the questions I'll be answering. So for those who want to come to America, most of the questions, if you have any question you think that is very important to be addressed, I'll be happy to respond to that question on this book. So these are some of the books which I'm working on at the moment, and they'll be out. So how comes I've been able to write all these books? There are some people think that to become a book author you have to be like Ore Soyinka. To become a book author, they are thinking about Walter Rodney. To become a book author, they are thinking about Chinua Achebe. They are thinking about Ngugi wa Thiong'o. They are looking so far ahead and they fail to write a book. And they are wondering, why am I able to write all these books? So I want to give you some important things to figure out, that when you are going to write a book, there are things you have to do. There are things you don't need to do at all. And all these things I'm talking to you right now are part of the book I'll be releasing next year. Is called Just Write That Damn Book Before You Die. Just write that damn book before you die. is just an inspirational book to convince you, to tell you you have to write your book before you die. Don't wait until you are old to write your story. Don't wait until you become president to write a memoir about your life. Myself, among the books I've been able to write, one among is the book about my own life. And the book is called From Shooter to Trampoline, a memoir. It's my personal life. So if I become somebody else down the road, I'll make another version. But at the moment, I've already written that book about my life. So, if that's the case, how am I able to write all these books? So there are so many things you need to understand. Number one, many people fail to write a book because they are thinking too much about the publication. How do I go ahead to publish the book? How much money do I need to have to be able to write and publish a book? So we have to separate the processes. Separate the processes. Your number one process is to write a book. How you are going to publish, that is, don't worry about that. How are you going to sell the book? Don't worry about that. Why? All those kind of things are not part of writing. It's just like you're a soccer player. Focus about to score the goal. Don't worry about the color of the jersey. There are people thinking about the color of the jersey. When Ronaldo plays for Manchester United or was in Juventus or the time is at Real Madrid, he's not worrying about the jersey. It's not about worrying about how many people are coming to the stadium. That is not part of the Ronaldo's game. His game, Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, is to play and score the goals. That is what you're supposed to do. So focus on your skills. Focus on your main objective. The main objective should be writing a book. The objective is not about which is a good publishing company. So you have to control what is the overall big animal you have to fight. Is writing a book. Then just write that book. Whether it's going to be published, whether it's not going to be published, we'll talk about that one. So number one, write a book. I'll talk about publishing for free on Amazon. You don't need to pay even a single dollar to put on your book on Amazon. Just go on Amazon.com and search Ernest Makulilo. You'll find 11 books are there. So you can be able to put your books on Amazon. You don't need to pay. I'll tell you how to go about it. So main objective should be writing a book. Main objective should not be to become a bestseller. Should not be good publishing company. Don't worry about those one. If you want to publish company, you'll find later. But focus on writing a book. Number two, apart from focusing about the main objective of writing a book, go to find resources which will be able to guide you to write a book. There are so many resources. And some of these resources, because people don't have them, end up ending up to be frustrated. For instance, someone is focusing more about how is my English. Maybe I don't know very good grammar. Remember, you're not writing dissertation. You are writing just a normal book about your life, about something. When you finish writing a book, there are resources which are free. Like Grammarly.com is a free website where you can upload your essay, you can upload a book, and it's going to put your grammar in a proper way without making any single mistake of the grammar. It will go to correct you even where you forgot to put a comma. So don't worry about the English if you are writing the English book. Don't worry too much. Just write that damn book. Those editing part, reviewing part, they will come later. And one of the tricks of writing simple, not to avoid any grammatical mistakes, is to write simple sentences. I can give you an example. Just like in soccer, if you see Barcelona playing, if you see Real Madrid playing, or most of these European teams, or Brazil national team, when is he playing, you see one player to another player, tick tock, tick tack, 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 until they go. Different from the soccer in Tanzania. So you see, even the people who are announcing the soccer games for European Champions League or Euro or other teams like Brazil playing, like with Argentina, you will see Ronaldinho, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta. It's not someone running with the ball. So just even when you are writing, use simple, shorter sentences. It will make your life very easy. You will not be able to have unnecessary mistakes. That is something to pay attention to. Then, apart from that, what else do you need to consider? You need to consider that when you are writing the book, not everybody will go to like your book. That's okay. Your job is not to please people. Your main objective is to write a book. If my main objective is to write the book about my life, did I accomplish my task of writing the book about my life? The task is not to make other people happy. The task is not about to make my book to be liked by many other people. Remember, even the best sellers, people criticize them. So who are you? People criticize Jesus. Who are you not to be criticized? Don't worry about those people criticizing you. Focus on writing that damn book before you die. So that is something you need to pay attention to. And you have also to avoid to think too much about the money. How much money am I going to make from this book? If you start thinking about how much money I'm going to make from this book, remember, you cannot control how many people are going to like your book. You are not going to control how many people are going to buy your book. That is out of your control. No matter how your story beautiful it is, how matter it is an inspirational story, people might not care. Just like YouTube videos, you can make a very good video, you can make a very good editing, but you can get 10 views. And you can make a video with just with a techno phone, and you can get so many views. Sometimes there is no formula. You cannot control. So mistake people are thinking is about entrepreneurship. How many things can we do for free? I mean, you can be able to do and get a lot of money. Writing books, you can get a lot of money. Trust me. Selling 50 copies of book is very, very difficult, more than you can imagine. So don't give unnecessary pressure about the market. If the market, you might hire someone to help you with the marketing if you want to do that. But focus on writing the book. Finish writing the book first. You can hire people to advertise your book. Just like I said, I mean, all my 11 books I've done, I've made the book cover myself. I've done everything myself. But when I decided to make other books, I decided to hire people. I decided to hire people. Like this one. For those who want to come to America, I have to hire people to make it more professional. So sometimes it's okay to find other resources. It's okay. So that you can go to the next level. So don't focus more about the money. And that is the mistake. Even when you are going to start to become a YouTuber, people think, oh, how much money I'm going to make if I become a YouTuber. And you do for full year, you haven't received even $1. Just write the books. The more you write the books, the more you perfect your skills. The more you write the books, the more you are going to be better writer. And down the road, people can be able to see you. So when I'm writing the books, I'm not worrying too much about the sales. I know I'll buy my own copy. I know my kids, when they grow up, they'll buy the book, at least one copy. So I don't expect people to buy to become a bestseller. I don't have that expectation. But my expectation is to make sure that I write the best story. I'm writing what I want to accomplish in a very proper way. So those are some of the things you have to pay attention so that you can be able to write. There are some people get confused. How many times the schedule of writing. Some people prefer to have to write every single day for 2 hours. Some people have to write maybe once in a year or once in every 3 days, or have to be 2 hours every single day. Remember, writing is about the mood sometimes. It's about inspirational. So if you say every single day I must write, 2 pages, it's okay. But what if you're not in the mood of writing that day? There are some of the days you might have so much inspiration, you can write 10 pages. There are certain days everything you are thinking cannot come. You cannot write. So while it is okay, for me it is okay to have a bigger, like you can create a deadline. Like I'm giving you an example. I will try my best maybe in the next 6 months to finish 2 chapters. I'm giving an example, not necessarily that way. That means you have a bigger goal. That means some of the days you'll be writing more, some of the days what if you are going to the wedding and you come back at midnight? Should you write? You have already 2 beers, whatever. So sometimes you have to find different ways what works for you. Not for every author have the same way. Like some people, they have to write every single, at this time to this time I'm going to write. It works for them. It might not be for you. But the thing I usually do for myself to keep myself more accountable is this way. One, like I create a book cover in advance. Even if the book I'm going to produce 8 months in advance, I have the book cover. Having the mental picture that this will be my book cover, it helps me to know that, okay, this is what I'm looking forward. But if I don't have the book cover, I don't have everything, okay. And another thing, I'm posting on social media. So for instance, these books I've already posted on social media that on this day I'm planning to release this book. And on this next year, beginning of next year, I'll be finishing this book. So I'm creating a public accountability. People to ask me, when are you going to make this book? When is this book coming out? So with that kind of pressure, it helps me. Remember, after finishing the college, no one is coming like you didn't finish assignment, the teacher is coming to ask you. This is your life. No one comes for you to ask you, are you going to write today? Are you going to do this? So find different ways they work for you. That works for me. And I'm okay with that. So find if it works for you and you're going to be able to do that. That is something else. You have to think about it. You have to focus about it if it works for you too. Apart from that, you need also to start having friends who are going to put you accountable. This is not just for writing. It's just for overall lifestyle. You need to have friends. If you say, I'm going to build a house, they ask you, how many bricks do you have up to now? How many cements, kilograms, whatever sacks of cement you have? How many, whatever, do you have even a blueprint? Not just, oh, I'll build a house next year. And no any friend is telling you how everything is going on. That is not a very good friend, because having friends who can push you, who can put you accountable, is something very, very good for you to be able to succeed. So, especially in writing, to have those friends or being in the groups, like writers groups, people who read the books, it will help you to, one way or another, to be accountable for what you are doing. That also helps for you to be able to do that. So that is another way to be able to focus on writing, or to be able to write it. Another thing to think about it is about people fear writing books because they think that I'm not educated enough. They think that in order to write a book, you must be a doctor, PhD holder, doctor in mathematics, doctor in literature, whatever, so that I can be able to write a book. You don't need to be a professor or to have PhD of something to be able to write a book. Depends on what type of book you are going to write. There are books which are bestsellers in the world. They say the first 20 words of a child, mom, dad, pineapple, whatever. So do you want to tell me you cannot write the first 50 words of a child in Swahili language? Do you want to tell me that? You need to be a professor to write that book. Do you want to tell me you cannot write a book about your own life? Who controls your life? It's you. You are the control of your narrative. If you fail in mathematics, you know the reason. Write down. You don't need to be very successful, because some people, they think that in order to be an inspirational speaker or to talk about to become a millionaire, you must be a millionaire. No. I can tell you how to get A in mathematics because I got F. I know what makes me to get F, so that if you follow what I did, you get F. But if you follow what I didn't do and you have to do right, you get A. So not all the time, people who are rich are knowing the ways on how to become rich. Some people, they got rich because their parents are rich. Some people, maybe they came to America because someone maybe just applied to them for the green card lottery, send them the ticket, send everything, prepare everything. Yes, they are in America, but they cannot be a good people to advise you on how to come to America. But someone who hasn't been come to America might know all the ways. I knew about scholarships and everything before even coming to America or going to Europe. I had a blog about scholarships. So not all the time you must be there so that you can be able to do that. So write the book. Don't fear that I don't have the degree, I don't have the master's, I don't have the PhD. No. You don't need to have that. And there is no formula in that. Every day people are just arguing who is a better player, Messi or Ronaldo. Why can't you write your own points? Who is better for you? Is it Messi or Ronaldo? If you say Messi, why? Write your reason, put it in the book. If you are reason about Ronaldo, put a book. Ronaldo is the greatest player of all time. My God, put there. Instead of wasting your time of arguing with the people on social media. So those are the things people should consider sometimes. Why and how you are going to be able to accomplish to become a published author. You don't need to start worrying about, oh, my education, whatever. No. That doesn't work that way. Mayweather, one among the best boxers in middleweight, whatever it is, the weight he's fighting, doesn't know even how to read. The first grade book doesn't know how to read. R. Kelly doesn't know how to read. Didn't go to school, doesn't know how to read. Just a first grade book, doesn't. So not all the time you have to get, yes, I understand the importance of education, but there are certain things, if you have to write something, you can control without being in that particular way. Zinedine Zidane ended in primary school, but is the best tactical coach we know, and was the best player. So you have to find a way. If you have something you want to write, just go and write it. If someone criticizes, just say, thank you, but what is your book? Simple like that. So just write the book. You will keep improving, but you have done something. Doing something is better than just staying somewhere and thinking that, oh, I wish I would be a writer. I wish. Someone maybe got all A's in high school, but there is no book about how he got all the A's. So it means nothing. You cannot transfer or transform that information you have to the next group of people so that they can be able to benefit from. I got a scholarship to come to America. I have a book about how to get a scholarship. I'm a YouTuber. I'm writing a book about becoming a YouTuber. I'm writing books. I'm writing a book about how to write books. So finding something, not all the time you have to find theory books. You don't need to have theory books all the time. You can have practical books which go on to solve some solution in your society. Those are the things to be able to figure out sometimes. So just write the book. Simple. It doesn't matter whether you entered in primary school. It doesn't matter whether you have PhD. Write those books. Simple. Another point I want to raise is people are concerned about the size of the book. How many pages should I write? Even if it is 10, write the book. Chimamanda is one among the great writers in Africa. She's the best seller of so many books. She wrote 2 books like in 2018-2019. One is called Dear Ijiwele, Feminist, says 15 Suggestion, Feminist Manifesto, something like that. That book, it has 45 pages, but it's a tiny book. If you take that 45 pages to put in the normal other size book, it is less than 10 pages. But it's the best seller in the world. So for you, and that book was simple like this way. Someone, a friend of Chimamanda, wrote, asking Chimamanda, I have a new baby, is a daughter, Can you give me idea on how I can raise this daughter? So Chimamanda wrote a letter with 15 suggestions on how you can raise a baby during this modern time and the rights of women. So those 15 suggestions is a book. Do you see what I mean? So is 15 suggestion is it letters. For me, I have books about letters. I wrote a book to my daughter. I wrote the books to Benedict. All these are books. I wrote letters, and letters turned to be a book. So not all the time you have to think about a 400 pages book that's you are critical. Even 40 pages book is a book. So where is your book now? You need to think about leaving a legacy. You find out in Tanzania how many presidents have books. They wrote the book about their life. Many die without writing books in Africa. Rich people, famous people, they die without having the book about their lives. That history goes away. But if you leave that book, you write everything, put it on writings, it will be there. For me, if I die today, my daughter is 2 years old. The other one is 6, going to be 6. Another one is 10, my son is 10. Forever, they will know how much I love about them because I wrote everything in the book. How much I love them, every single thing, on every special birthday, special occasion, I wrote a letter. Put them in the book. If they want to know more about my life, I wrote a memoir about my life. How I was born in Kigoma, raised in Kigoma, went to the University of Dar es Salaam, come to America, what are the steps, how I was able to change every single thing. It might not be a perfect book, but still, I'm going to leave something if I die right now. But you, if you die right now, will be so that, it is sad. The daughter or the son was just 10 years old. You have never left anything. Yes, you can leave the money, but you haven't left something to connect with than the pictures you are posting on Instagram and Facebook. But just assume 50 years to come, you come to realize that your father wrote 100 letters and those letters are in the drawer. How will that be? It will be something bigger than anything, priceless. And you can do that. You can do that because those things you can be able to do. Because I was doing the letters, there is one lady, Victoria is a friend of mine. She also started writing letters to her son. She made one book in Swahili and one book in English. The same letters writing to the son. So it's just simple things you can be able to do. So all the time, people are complicating their lives. When they think about the book, they think about Archimedes' principles, the theories, whatever. They're thinking about all these great people, physicians. No. If you are doing M-Pesa, you are doing Tigo Pesa, you are doing the mobile payment system, money, whatever in the system, as a business, write the book about your experience. If you are raising pigs and you believe that pigs are you are doing some sort of, let's say, agriculture or greenhouse, you believe what you are doing and you think that is going to do well, write a book about that to become an expert. There are so many advantages beyond the money. There are other advantages you can be able to benefit from by being an author. For instance, at the moment, if I apply for any job, like let's say a job about scholarship, I become university's international student advisor. By writing books about scholarship, I'm already proven that I have experience, I know what I'm talking about. If I apply any job and they ask me, tell me how are you organizing your work? Are you able to work to prioritize your things, whatever. I have been able to prioritize because I'm writing books, I'm doing YouTube, I'm a father, I'm also husband, and I have a full-time job. So already it's easier to show. So what other things are you able to do on your spare time? They can see, okay, this person is able to, there are so many features you can be able to do apart from being a little bit famous. I don't know whether I'm famous, but it will be help to one another. There are so many other advantages you'll be able to gain or to get from what I'm trying to explain. So whatever you are doing, remember it is worth a story. It is worth a story because it's very, very important before you die to have a book about something. And it is one of the way you see, like the son or daughter of rich people, they'll also find a way. Okay, so let me end up here and try to figure out what's going on. Is the cow for our visitor? I don't know what's going on. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just at home now. See, I'm already home. So I don't know, I didn't work with the key. Yeah, so those are the things, like, for instance, like I was saying, if your father is a rich person, you are likely going to be a rich person. But what if your father is an author? So for me, writing the books, even if they're not famous books, it makes it easier for my kids to see that writing a book is a normal thing. To become an author is a normal thing. So they can be bestseller. I cannot be a bestseller if possible. I don't care. But I'm making foundation for them to see these are normal. To be a YouTuber is normal. To become author is normal. To change your career is normal. To do this one is normal. And it's possible because I can be able to do those kind of things. So I'm going to share some of the resources about how are you going to put your book on Amazon. I said it's free of charge. How are you going to put your book on Amazon? How are you going to put the price? How are you going to make a book cover? Either you have to hire someone. Where do you hire the person? It's just like $10, $15 to make these book covers for people. If you are going to post it on Amazon, what are the requirements? All those kind of things I'll be showing another video when I'm going to share my screen so that you can be able to do that. Apart from that, let me end up here. This was just like giving you just a food for thought that you are going to make sure that you need to write a book. It's how important it is. So thank you so much, everyone.